Algebra 2, we're looking at lesson 5.7, and in particular, we're looking at square roots. Now, there can be some big confusions that arise with square roots, and we're going to really look at these notes here at the top. If you ever saw the square root of 9, this is written as the positive root. In which case you'd say the positive square root of 9, it's only going to be a positive answer, it's 3. You're really saying what number times itself is a 9, and the answer is a 3. You could very, very quickly use a calculator to help you here. And what you do in essence is get your square root to show up. Square root is right by the 7, this is the squared, but you have to hit second and then hit this button. And sure enough, you could see the square root of 9 would be a 3. Now, maybe some kids were thinking, now wait a minute. The square root of 9 is 3 because 3 times 3 is equal to 9. But what confuses a lot of kids is they'll say, well, isn't it true that negative 3 times negative 3 is also going to be 9? Well, that's where you go to note 2, when you're asked to find all the square roots of 9. Generally, that's when you're going to have two answers, the positive square root and the negative. It's like saying, what's the positive square root of 9? What's the negative square root of 9? It's true, 3 times 3 is 9, and negative 3 times negative 3 is also going to be 9. You write both answers down. Now, by the way, if you ever were asked to take the square root of a negative number, the square root of negative 9, there is no real number times itself that is negative 9. And in fact, if you ever tried to get that typed out, if you said, hey, let's take that square root of negative 9, you'd get an error message. So let's go ahead and jump on into these examples. Find all the square roots of 81. Certainly you can think about the square root, the positive square root of 81. You're saying what number times itself is 81? Well, I hope you know it's going to be a 9, and your calculator would quickly tell you that. But you're also going to have to type in negative 9, because just as there's a positive square root, there's also a negative. So when they're saying all, you're going to want to write the positive and the negative. When you're looking at number 2, however, this is the positive root. And when they're saying, what's the square root of 16? You're saying, what number times itself is 16? Well, guess what? You're not going to write two answers, just one. That would be 4. When we're looking right here at example 3, we're seeing that this is a negative square root of 100. By the way, you could even get a negative square root of 100. You could use your calculator to get some help here. And you're going to see it's negative 10. This is the negative radical, or the negative root. Of course, we know the square root of 100 is 10, but you could put a negative out in front of it. Hopefully you look at number 4 and you realize that you're immediately in trouble, because the square root of negative 25, if you have a negative inside there, you can't have that. And even if you forgot, if you tried to type that in, the calculator would say that's not a real number. So what are we seeing? Whenever there is a negative inside of a root, if it's ever inside the root, that's what gets you in trouble. The calculator can remind you. So here it says find all real square roots of negative 25. That means we have to look at the positive square root and the negative square root. But the bottom line is you've got that negative 25 in there. You know immediately, as soon as you're looking at either a positive or a negative root of a negative number, you're in trouble. As long as that negative is inside, that's the issue. That's where you're going to say not a real number. If you need the calculator to help you out, that's perfectly okay. Last one. Find all real square roots of 0. Well, you'd want the positive and negative square root of 0, but I think this can show you very fast, extremely fast, that when you take that square root of 0, you just get a 0. You take a negative 0 here, you still get a 0. Really, there's only one answer. It's just going to be a 0 itself.